Members of the animal kingdom can be man's cute and cuddly best friend. However, beneath the surface, some of these creatures hide a deadly secret. Join us as we have a look at some animals that you didn't know had lethal bites. The cone snail. The seafaring cone snail lives inside of a shell, and these shells, and the snails themselves, can be pretty tiny or actually fairly large. The beautiful multicolored shells are highly sought after by collectors, and you should be very careful when looking for one of these shells to wash up on the beach because you absolutely don't want what's inside of it to bite you. This little guy doesn't just bite you, however, to deliver its venom. Its teeth work as a harpoon that the snail fires off in order to attack the prey and fend off attackers. It then regrows its teeth, so it's never defenseless. If you get pegged by one of its freaky teeth harpoons, you need to head straight to the hospital. That's because the cone snail only needs to inject about 1/10 of its venom in order to do the same kind of damage as a king cobra. It's not all doom and gloom, however, because the cone snail's venom can also turn off some pain receptors. The medical community has recently began using the venom in development for new forms of insulin, as well as drugs that can help out with pain management. So, thanks for that, cone snail. Just make sure you stay a few feet away from it at all times. The blue-ringed octopus. When first thinking about deadly ocean creatures, you probably get the theme to Jaws stuck in your head. However, sharks aren't the only thing in the water that can be deadly to humans. This member of the octopus family can actually kill a person just as easily as a stingray or a shark. The blue-ringed octopus has a natural defense mechanism that causes the blue rings surrounding its body to light up. If you ignore those rings, you're probably going to succumb to the blue-ringed octopus's other natural defense. Because one bite from these guys can inject enough venom to stop a human from breathing in a matter of minutes. Humans shouldn't worry too much about the octopus stalking them like Jaws, though, because the cephalopod prefers to snack on smaller creatures like shrimp, hermit crabs, and lobsters if it's feeling fancy. Like other octopi, the blue-ringed is mostly targeted by non-picky eaters, such as seafaring birds and whales. While it might be tempting to pick up and play with one of these guys while exploring the ocean floor, we'd actually recommend against it. The blue-ringed octopus has built-in camouflage, like its multi-armed brethren, but it doesn't run away from a fight. This octopus with an attitude prefers to let his teeth do the talking. Just think of those cute blue rings as little stop signs. The Mastiff. Our next entry doesn't even need venom to make short work of you. This dog breed set of chompers can bite down as hard as 552 pounds per square inch. These guys could tear through an alligator or even a grizzly bear with absolutely no problem whatsoever. While they can be safe for a family, it's probably not wise to keep a pack of them together. One poor elderly woman from New York would lose her life in an attack from her pet Mastiff. Unfortunately, this is only one of several cases. In most cases of Mastiff attacks, the dog is found with other large dogs, which can make them overly aggressive. That being said, making a Mastiff the solo fuzzy member of your family is still a great idea. If you're looking for a guard dog that could do some real damage to an intruder, consider adopting one of these good boys. Who's a good boy that can tear off a guy's arm? Yes, you are. The Kangal. The Mastiff isn't the only dog on the block that can actually take a big old bite out of you. Its bigger, badder cousin, the Kangal, is known as the strongest dog breed in the world. Clocking in with a bite that's over 700 pounds per square inch, the Kangal can easily go toe-to-toe in a biting contest with a full-grown jaguar. Of course, we're talking about the animal and not the car or the old Atari console. A Kangal would definitely make short work of an Atari console, believe me. The Kangal are the giants of dogs and can weigh up to 150 pounds. In Turkey, these canine hulks are used to hunt down full-grown wolves. So, not only can they take a massive chunk out of you, they can also quickly tackle you to the ground before they even have to bite you. While they are a dog whose bad side you definitely don't want to get on, the Kangal are actually well known for being loyal and protective, and even more surprisingly, they're also great with kids. Just make sure that the kids don't climb their way up to the dog's gaping jaws of death. The gorilla. Now, we already know that gorillas are super strong and aren't to be messed with, and this might be why it makes the news whenever you see a kid stuck in one of their zoo enclosures. Of course, we all miss Harambe, moment of silence. But Harambe was a wild animal, and a wild animal with way more strength in its bite than you'll ever have in both of your arms combined. Apologies to Simba, but the gorilla may be the true king of the animal kingdom. The gorilla's only natural predator is the leopard. However, leopard attacks on gorillas are actually rare. While animals may be intimidated by the natural strength of the big apes, the gorilla's preferred way to finish off a predator would be with its teeth. What people may not realize is that a gorilla doesn't have to put in any kind of effort to slam you to the ground repeatedly like Bam Bam from the Flintstones in order to completely wreck your world. If you thought the Kangal was bad, the gorilla can actually bite down with a force of 1,300 pounds per square inch. That's more weight than your average telephone pole. So, if you ever come across a gorilla in the wild, don't go trying to feed it a banana, because if you do, it might bite through your head like a melon. The spotted hyena. They laugh, and you lose. While a spotted hyena is known as a natural predator in the wild, these laughing killers can do way more damage with their mouth alone than you may expect. The Lion King did actually get one thing right. The arch nemesis of the hyena is the lion. That is to say, the lion is the only predator that's known to go after it. Being this close to each other on the food chain, these two animals do share the same tastes in prey. There are exceptions though. One sleeping nature reserve employee was killed by a spotted hyena in South Africa. Spotted hyenas are also so opportunistic in nature that this one was attracted to the smell of freshly cooked meat. The hyena made short work of the man by biting him in the neck. This doesn't make them any less dangerous, however. The next time that you go on a wildlife safari, you'll definitely want to keep the doors closed at all times, especially if you hear that laugh. The hippopotamus. Ah, the calm and gentle hippopotamus. These vegetarians are about as far from predator as you can get. However, while they do typically keep to themselves, you might see a friendly bird catch a ride on one of these big boys, with the hippo not really having a care in the world. But that doesn't mean that you want to cross them, because you're going to live to regret it. If any actual predator is actually dumb enough to take on a hippo, they're going to be greeted with a bite that has the force of 2,000 pounds per square inch. That's like a vehicle laying on you. Natural predators aside, hippos are also known for being deadly to humans. In the Republic of Senegal, some communities were actually afraid to go out to work as fishermen, mostly due to a heavy rise in fatal hippo attacks. Lying in wait, the hippos would flip over boats in motion and then go after the people once they hit the water. One grisly report even mentioned someone's head being bitten clean off. This aggression may be a response to humans becoming the hippopotamus' largest predator. Over the years, trophy hunting has diminished the hippo population somewhat, and the ivory in the hippo's teeth are worth a lot of money. And a lot of money invites a lot of poaching. But humans aren't the only ones that are brave enough to take on the large mammal. The hippopotamus typically lives around other previous entries like the spotted hyena. And while they might try to go after the hippo when they're younger and more vulnerable, they know better than to attack the adults. We think that the spotted hyena may just be a little bit allergic to getting torn in half by the hippo's gaping maw. The beaver. Now, this may be the cutest entry on our list. Coming across a beaver in the wild, you probably assume the worst thing that it's capable of would be building a dam at you. However, we would advise turning around and walking away if you stumble upon one of these adorable little guys. Humans have begun to realize exactly how dangerous the beaver actually is. One man in the Republic of Belarus paid with his life in order to learn that lesson. The 60-year-old fisherman wanted to get a picture with the aquatic animal, and in the attempt to catch the perfect shot, he tried to grab the beaver. This mistake would prove fatal as the beaver attacked in retaliation. It would bite the man several times, severing a major artery in his leg. Friends with the man were unable to stop him from bleeding out, and he died before they ever made it to the hospital. In recent times, beaver attacks have actually been on the rise as we encroach their habitats more and more. To make matters worse, beavers are capable of carrying rabies, and that makes them even more aggressive and deadly. They don't call them the angry beavers for nothing, kids. While humans have recently contributed to the building rage of the mighty beaver, a lot of other members of the animal kingdom are actually known to target the little guys. And we do mean a lot. Some include coyotes, hawks, bears, eagles, mountain lions, owls, and even the northern river otter. And just imagine, how cute of a fight would that be? The giant squid. Release the Kraken! One of the scariest discoveries in the past decade has been that of the giant squid. Despite its rather unimpressive name, the giant squid is an awe-inspiring animal. Well, maybe terror-inducing animal. In 2006, Japanese fishermen began to report seeing freakishly large tentacles climbing up the sides